This is my T4 2.5 litre TDI 1998 van. Runs for about 1 second, stops every time. So you have this problem where the engine in your T4 van starts, runs for a couple of seconds, then stops. It seems to be a very common fault now with these older vehicles. You pulled out the ECU as shown. If you have one of these that is an all aluminium box, it's a Bosch MSA 15.5, then you're in luck, because actually the fix for this is within easy reach. If you have one that is plastic and metal, then it's more difficult. I'm however just talking about the ones where you have this metal Bosch MSA 15.5. There are two ways of solving your problem, both of which you will probably need assistance. One is to get the unit reprogrammed and have a chip removed. The other way is to install an emulator. I'm going to talk about how this was done using the first method. You are going to need to send this unit away or give it to a specialist with the correct software. There was a lack of information on the internet about how to get to the ECU and how to remove the ECU. So I'm going to go through that now. The ECU coming from the front. Battery is down here under this black cover. So to get this out, it took me a while, but there's a black cover. You can actually just lift the black cover off, and then you've got this rather daunting looking plug on top. The ECU is actually held in by 3 points. There's like a hook going over one of the pins there, and then there's two poppers, one here and one further down, that I just leave it off with a screwdriver. But basically, with a little bit of judicious wiggling, you can get this out of the engine bay like that. Do make sure you disconnect both your battery leads before you do this. There's a vacuum pipe that was on this point here, which I removed. Now, how to get this off? And then this bit here, you need to pull that. It's been a bit sticky, so a screwdriver, and I'm going to lever that in that direction. And then the key thing is you've got to pull it all the way towards you, and when you do that, the whole thing should just come off, and then you can remove the ECU from the vehicle. And there's the socket. Key thing is to make sure that the plug is in good condition, and make sure that it doesn't get wet while it's sat there while you're getting the ECU reprogrammed. You're going to have to take this to an electrical specialist that specialises in ECU modification. But in order to bypass the immobilizer, I gave this to a very helpful man called Neville at Tamar Electricals down near Plymouth in the southwest of the UK. But these sort of outfits exist all over the country. What he's done is removed one of the EEPROM chips. I can't actually see where he's done it. I think it might be there, but I'm not sure. And then he reprogrammed it using special software that he got from Poland. And that has enabled the unit to not look for the immobilizer when it goes through its startup functions. Just as a note, when you take this apart, make sure this tube has got some integrity to it, because this vacuum tube is needed to monitor your turbo system. And if there's any perishing or holes in that, then the turbo won't work properly. But now this has all been reprogrammed and the chip has been removed to not look for the immobilizer, I'm going to put this back together and see if the vehicle works. So I'm now under the dashboard. I've installed the ECU and I'm going to unplug this 10-pin plug from the original immobilizer and just leave that hanging. Key in. She works.